This is my tank, which I referred to in the earlier video, one or two videos that I made. Here's hand size to give you a frame of reference as far as how big it is. I had mentioned in one of my videos that the top of this, the spout, was rusted and had holes in it, and there you go. Now this camera is not the greatest in the world. There's a little blurring, and I suppose it probably should be on macro, but at any rate, there it is. You can see we've got rust along the inside there. And down inside, I don't know if we'll be able to get a view here. No, it just looks like a dark hole, but some of the rust was certainly removed by the rolling around that I did that had the stones and the sand inside. And you can see this has been repainted. The tank seems to have integrity as far as it doesn't seem to have any leaks. These are little spots of some sort of epoxy or something somebody got on there. This is rust. This is primer underneath there, and in some cases raw steel. And I scraped this steel this morning basically by just rubbing it. Here's rust. This appears to be surface rust as far as I can tell. Yeah, it's not too bad. That'll come off of there. And this is some sort of caked debris. Here's the grungy little but intact valve, and as far as I can tell, this should be open, and this should be closed, but it doesn't flow in any position. This is just simply a little brass block, typical of a valve, and that appears to be threaded in. Yeah, it's definitely threaded into the tank. Maybe you can see the threads right there, and that's pretty well what we've got there. This is all caked with dirt and things. I got a lot of the dirt off it. This is the little hose I put on, and that's where I had put the 1/4 inch bolt to keep it from dripping. But it turns out it didn't drip because the thing is clogged. And again, this is just now this is surface rust, a patina on there, and this is old red paint. And as I said, it was painted red. Somebody got the idea of painting it red, white, and blue, and so they did that. Now the ends, this was caked with dirt and grease, and that cleaned up pretty well as far as getting the grease off. This end, again, this cleaned up too, and all I did use detergent and some sticks and cloth and such, and rub on it pretty much like you would expect. And that's pretty well what we've got. This cap is very interesting. It's more or less we got serious problems. There are holes right here in this thread line, and there are holes in this thread line. I don't know if you can see those or not, but basically the thing's perforated. It's kind of interesting. Here you can see some of the holes if I can get a little bit of focus. The camera seems to do what it does, but at any rate, I'm not the greatest camera operator probably. But you can see there's a line of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, at least 6, 7 holes. You can also see that the inside of this cap is, this nozzle rather, the fuel that goes to the tank's pretty messed up. So that's pretty well what we got there. You can't see down inside. You can't, and I don't have the capacity. I'd have to put a light in there. Well, there you can see some. You can see reflection, and the reason that's reflecting light is because it's wet. What you're seeing there is you're seeing that square piece of metal in the bottom of the tank, and the center thing, the little black dot, that's the outlet, which is currently, as far as I can tell, clogged. So you can see there's rust still in there, and you can also see that there is, in fact, though, some clear areas. So it still needs more work, but here we go. Makes a pretty good tom-tom if you really need one. And that's pretty well. I like this. I've very much like this valve, even though it's a little dirty. It's a beautiful valve. I like the way it's made. Just appears to be, this was one piece of solid brass that was machined. Has threaded on the outside here. Has a hole drilled in it, of course. And there's no threads on this. It has the barbs, typical hose barbs, and then threads here, and then piece number 2. So this does come apart, and in fact I may take that apart and see what I can see inside there. It's been knurled, and it's the bottom of it appears to have a little pressed aspect to it, where the knob looks like it's been pressed onto maybe a shaft. So on this knob, I think that knob might be steel because it looks like it's rusted. So there we are, Bolens 850 tank, and there, that's its condition. So very good.